My beautiful friends, and welcome to today is Masterclass. The Masterclass today is called Your Closets, Not the Problem. I'm going to share with you the 5 shifts to help you build a better wardrobe so that you always have something to wear. So let's dive in, my friends. So today we are talking about how your closet's not the problem. Now, I wanted to do this webinar or this masterclass because so many women come to me and tell me, I hate everything in my closet. And so if that's you, you're in the right place. But first, I just want to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Mary Michele Nidiffer. Some of you know me, some of you are just now learning about me, but I am a master style coach. I am the visibility stylist, and I am all about empowering women through personal style. I have been a style coach for almost 20 years. I'm a podcaster, I'm an author, and I am truly passionate about helping women become the best version of who they are. I'm all about helping you step into the best version of yourself because style isn't just about what you wear, it's about who you are. And when we can express ourselves authentically, this is where the magic happens. So if you have a closet full of clothes, and nothing to wear, first of all, let me just tell you, you are not alone. And if anybody has said that to yourselves, I will tell you, I've said that to myself too, because it just happens. It happens. And in this masterclass, I'm hoping to share with you why this happens, or I'm hoping to impart why this happens so that you can prevent it. Now, I know a lot of women say, well, I just need to clean out my closet. Yes, that's a great place to start, and cleaning out your closet is a wonderful thing. However, if you don't learn from what I'm sharing today, and if you just repeat what you've continued to do, you'll end up in the same situation. And I've seen it happen. Women tell me, oh, I organized my closet and I did this and I took out 3 trash bags full of clothes. Great. But if you don't learn what to do with your closet moving forward, it could just end up the same thing all over again. I want to share with you a story about one of my clients. Her name is Pam, and she came to me and she said, I feel like I can't get dressed anymore. I have a closet full of clothes I don't wear, and honestly, I don't even like. What she told me is that I just feel like starting over. And when I really drilled down to what's happening, and started asking her what's going on, she said, I want to get rid of everything and just start over. And when she told me that she couldn't get dressed, and I asked her, I said, what's happening? And she said, well, if I really spend a lot of time, I can make an outfit with something. And I've got a lot of things in there that aren't terrible, but they don't really feel like me. And as her last child left for college and she found herself as a new empty nester, which I'm a new empty nester too. So if you're there, girl, like I can totally relate. But what happened was she had more time to spend on her closet and more time to notice how she felt. And whereas before she had just been getting dressed on autopilot and just putting together an outfit and not really thinking about it. But now that she had the time and the space to really notice what's happening, how do I feel? I don't feel very good in my clothes. I don't even like my clothes anymore. And what she told me was, I'm just trying to figure out who I am anymore. No, the sad truth is 80%, 84% of American women have said to themselves at least once, I have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. 84%, which is pretty crazy. Because when you think about that statistic, I mean, that is absolutely the majority. But the sad truth is that 1 in 3 American women experience this weekly, weekly. And I really invite you to think about when that happens to you, when you stand in front of your closet, what happens? I know how it is. You walk in your closet, you're overwhelmed, you grab something, you have to get out the door to a meeting, you have to get your child to school, you have somewhere to be, and you want to feel polished and put together. You want to look good, you want to feel good. But I know it can be such a struggle to figure out, okay, what top do I wear? What pants do I wear? What pants even fit anymore? What shoes do I wear with that? Do I wear a belt? Do I tuck it in? Do I layer a sweater? What about jewelry? And there can be so many questions and so many things to consider that it can be overwhelming. And so many women have told me over the years, women who have come to me and said, please help me, fix my closet. And first of all, I've told them, you don't need to be fixed. Your closet doesn't need to be fixed. What you need is clarity. So when my client told me, my clothes don't look terrible, and if I spend enough time, I can maybe make an outfit that's not that bad. But the truth is, how did that make her feel? She walked out the door feeling like, I don't even like what I'm wearing. And what I've know to be true is that when we walk out the door and we wear something, it impacts everything. It impacts our energy. It impacts how we show up. It impacts our presence. I know for myself, when I put on a great outfit, I feel great. I'm like, all right, let me go shoot a video. Let me create a reel. What meeting can I go to? Can I call a friend for coffee? Hey, maybe I'll ask my husband if he wants to go out for dinner. I am more likely to get out there, not just to see and be seen, but because I want to engage with others. I want to be fully present in my life, and my energy says it all. And I really invite you to reflect and think about, how do you feel when you wear a great outfit? But how do you feel when you're like, I don't look terrible. I'm okay. When it's just so-so. It's something that I think a lot of women have normalized. We have normalized, it's okay. I don't love it, but it kind of fits. I need to lose 5 pounds. We've normalized things not being great. We've normalized things not being what we want them to be. Now, let me just say this. This is not about perfection. It is never about perfection. But what it is about is how it makes you feel. And if you're walking out the door thinking, it's not terrible, how does that feel? How does that deplete your energy? How does that take away from your presence, from your day? Too many women have told me, I don't want to go anywhere anymore. I don't go to book club. I don't want to go to date night. I don't want to go anywhere because I don't like what I wear. I had a client years ago. She was single. And after we worked together, she had told me she wanted to get out back out into the dating world, but she did not feel comfortable or confident in her skin, in her style, and herself. And after we worked together, she was so excited. She came in and she shared, she's like, I got on the dating apps again. And she had actually been on a date with one guy a couple of times and she was super excited. But the thing she was most excited about is that what she was wearing now, she felt like it truly reflected her. She felt like she was being herself. It wasn't performative. It wasn't about just putting on clothes. And I know a lot of people think that style is superficial. But my perspective on style is it's who we are from the inside out. Everything that I take my clients through is understanding who we are on the inside. Who are we wired to be in the world? And how are we meant to show up? But what happens is we're inundated with messages. Don't be too loud. Don't stand out. Don't be too much. Don't be this. Don't be that. And we silence ourselves. We mute ourselves. And then we start to settle for, it doesn't look terrible. It's okay. Because you know what? We're not standing out. We're not doing those things that are scary or we're told not to do. And when we settle, it starts to slowly chip away at our self-esteem, at our confidence. And we mute ourselves in our business. We make ourselves smaller in our lives. And pretty soon we start to feel invisible. It's not fun. My client Pam told me she was just trying to figure out who she is and what she likes, what she looks like now. I'm in the process of writing a book called French Women Don't Get Frumpy, and I was working on a chapter today, and it's all about the mirror. And I had forgotten about a woman I had written about and how she told me that it wasn't safe to look in the mirror. It wasn't safe for her to truly see herself. Because she said to acknowledge herself the way she was now was like giving up, was like giving in. But the way I view it is totally the opposite. When we can acknowledge who we are, who we have become, the fullness of ourselves, all of our knowledge, our wisdom, our beauty, without judgment, without all the rules, the expectations, with all the stuff our heads have been filled with, then we can truly step in to who we are and we can celebrate it ourselves for all of it. But we get so caught up in the I just need to lose 10 pounds or I need to look younger or turn back the clock that we lose ourselves. We lose sight of who we are. And there's a big disconnect. What I told my client Pam was that she didn't need more clothes because she was a big shopper. And ladies, let me tell you, I owned a retail boutique for 10 years. And I love to shop just as much as anybody. But I get it. I see what happens. And women would come and they would shop and they would shop and they would shop. And eventually we'd work together or they'd take a course with me or we'd do something and they'd realize, oh yeah, I need to get rid of all these clothes. And it wasn't that there was anything wrong with the clothes. They just weren't the right clothes. And what I tell my clients all the time is that most women have too many clothes, but they don't have the right clothes. And so if you're staring at a closet, feeling guilty, wondering what is even happening in here, why can't I get dressed? It's not that you don't have enough clothes, it's that you don't have the right clothes. You don't have the right colors, you don't have the right silhouettes or the right cuts, and you don't know what your style is. When you have clarity on these are what I call my three keys to style. This is your guide, this is your compass. This helps you understand what to have, how to wear it, how to put it all together. And then when you can ask yourself one question, how do I want to feel? Ask yourself how you feel when you're wearing your clothes. But before you get dressed, ask yourself, how do I even want to feel? A lot of us don't even give ourselves space to ask that question. And when we have time to reflect on that and truly think about that, I'm going to ask you that right now. How do you want to feel in your clothes? Drop one word or a couple words in the chat and tell me, how do you want to feel in your clothes? If you could wear anything, how would it feel? Would it feel beautiful, elegant, effortless? How would it feel? Tell me in a word or two what that would feel like. Elegant. I love that. And I want you to think about whatever comes up for you. There is no judgment. There is no right and no wrong. This is just a moment for you to really get in touch with yourself. Effortless, comfortable. Love it. And I want you to just notice when you do get dressed, how do you feel? Do you exude effortless comfort? Do you exude elegance? Do you feel it? And it's not just your clothes. I always say it's not, style isn't just about the clothes, it's about who we become in the clothes. And it's what we exude when we're wearing the clothes. Clothes are just a tool. Style is just a tool. It's a tool that allows us to be more ourselves. But Pam is not alone. If you've ever stood in front of your closet and thought, I have nothing to wear, as I've shared, you're in the majority. And shopping isn't the problem, but it's certainly not going to solve the problem unless you know what I'm going to share today. Eventually, too many clothes with nothing to wear, can lead to what's wrong with me. I get it. I've asked myself this question too, and especially when it comes to the fitting room. I know too many clothes can lead us to what? Overwhelm, which can lead us to shopping, which can lead us to standing in the fitting room going, why can't I get dressed? Why doesn't anything look good on me? What's wrong with me? But it can also, too many clothes can also lead to guilt. It can lead to shame. I spent all this money on clothes and I still can't make an outfit. What's wrong with me? I've heard it and I've said it to myself as well. And I know it can be maddening, but it can also be something that is really keeping us small. It can be something that keeps us feeling stuck and feeling guilty and feeling like we just need to hit the reset button and start over. without telling anybody, right? It can be very shameful. I've had so many women tell me, "Oh, I can't get rid of that. I spent, way too much money on it." Or, that's an Armani. I can't get rid of that, even though it's 5 sizes too small or has a rip or has a stain and they're never going to wear it again. And I totally get it. I totally get it. But I want to ask you, what's it costing you to hold on to all these clothes, to walk into a closet that's not right for you? I've worked with women for almost 20 years as a style coach. And actually, I realized I've been in the style industry for almost for actually for 40 years, not almost. But since I was 18, I've been working with women in style, in retail, and design, and in helping women know what to wear and understand how to put together a wardrobe. And I've seen it over and over again. Pam's story is not unique. It is really like more women than I realized. And the question that came up for me as a style coach is, why is it so hard for women to get dressed? But I tell you what, when I became a style coach in 2008, two things popped into my head. First of all, oh my gosh, where has this information been all my life? Because when I became certified in color, when I learned about body type, when I learned about style, I was like, why don't we all know this? And the second thing that popped into my head is, I want to make it my mission to teach women what to wear. Because style is not the most important thing. But if it's not handled, it becomes a huge distraction. And it starts to chip away at our self-esteem and our confidence, not to mention how much money we're spending on it. Your wardrobe didn't get this way because you're bad at shopping. And it's not going to be fixed by simply buying more clothes. In fact, I tell women, if you're feeling like this and you're continuing to shop, it's like you're just adding fuel to the fire. You're just creating a bigger problem. And then I know it's like you outgrow one closet and you spread out to two and three, and you got a few rolling racks going. I've seen it all. And it becomes unmanageable. And then it's really overwhelmed. And then it becomes a burden. And so I really invite you to take notes today, to really take what I'm going to share with you to heart. Because today I want to pull back the curtain on what's really happening in your closet. Because once you see it, you can begin to change it. And you can really start to make an effort to do things in a different way or just to be more aware. So I present to you the 5 shifts to build a better wardrobe and always have something to wear. Because your closet is not the problem, it is the result of the 5 things I'm going to share today. So, the first shift, your habits. Your habits. Now, I know we all fall into habits, but our habits are what got us here. Our habits are what got you to a closet full of clothes with nothing to wear. And so, I really invite you to stop. Just kind of stop, pause, take note, stop buying more and start buying better. I know it can be really enticing when you see a sale, 40% off, or there can be impulse buys, or you're panic shopping. By panic shopping, I've had women, this is actually a picture of my boutique style finder. I remember I had a woman come in literally an hour before a job interview, and she wanted us to outfit her for the interview. We did, but dang, that was a risk. That was panic shopping. I've had women who come in before events who tell me, "Oh, if I have a big event, I always go shopping before the event." Why would you do that to yourself? Because if you're panic shopping, if you're shopping at the last minute for something, you don't have a chance to do alterations. You don't have a chance to get the right jewelry, the right shapewear, to get the right accessories, to put it together in a way that feels good. And there's a good chance you're going to be wearing whatever you're wearing and hoping, oh my gosh, I want this event to be over so I can just get home and change, because it's not going to feel good. I know you buy those things like just in case. Or let's talk about something. Is your wardrobe on crutches? Let me tell you what I mean. Another pair of black pants. Do you really need another pair of black pants? Or maybe for you, it's turtlenecks, or it's striped t-shirts, or it's white blouses. I want you to think about when you go shopping. I've had a lot of women tell me that they do this. And they walk into a store and they get really overwhelmed. And so they're like, ooh, they focus in and they go for, excuse me, they go for what I call their crutch. Another pair of black pants, another white shirt, another turtleneck, another t-shirt. Oh, okay, I need another shirt. Oh, I need another tank top. It's the safe thing. It's the fallback. And it's the thing that you probably end up having way too many of. There's a good chance that whatever your crutch, if you have a crutch, that whatever your crutch is, you've got 10 pairs, six pair, eight of, you've got quite a few and you don't even know which ones even fit you anymore. You just know, oh, I like white shirts. Do you really like white shirts? Or has that just become a habit? Do you just buy it out of habit? It may be a signature piece. And so I really invite you to look at, is it a signature piece for me or is it just a bad habit? Is it a crutch? Because your tiny decisions create closet chaos. And there may have been things that you adopted, like crutches, that you developed just to compensate for overwhelm. And so just take a look. Take a look at some of the habits that you've created. Your closet holds clothes. Doesn't guarantee that it's a wardrobe. A wardrobe works together. A wardrobe allows you to go in there and mix and match and create effortless outfits. And so I really invite you to shift your habits from just acquiring more clothes. It's not about coming back with a big shopping haul. It is about strategically and intentionally buying the right pieces so that you build a wardrobe. Now, I talk about the system that I teach my clients is called wardrobe building blocks, and it gives you a formula so that you start from the foundation and you build and you build and you build and you build. So you're actually building something strategic. You're not just randomly throwing stuff in there and hoping, oh my gosh, I hope I can make an outfit. If that's the case, there's a good chance not everything is going to go together. Shift number two, your self-image. Are you dressing for the woman you used to be? There's a good chance that your wardrobe formed a few years ago and then you just kind of got stuck in by the same style of jeans, the same style tops, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. Maybe you just replace, and you stopped asking yourself, what do I want to wear now? What is my body like now? Has my body changed? Has my career changed? Have my priorities shifted or my lifestyle? Maybe you've changed and your style just hasn't kept up. When my client Pam came to me, she said, I just want to get rid of everything. And when she said that, I knew her closet contained an old identity, an identity that didn't reflect who she is right now, an identity that didn't connect with who she truly is. And she was like, "No, I don't want to wear these clothes," because inside she knew she was a different person. And when she could step into the woman that she is now, when she could stop asking, how do I get back to her, and start asking, who am I right now? This is not about reaching back for the younger me or saying, oh, I just need to lose 10 pounds before I can wear those clothes again. Ask yourself, do I even want to wear those again? Maybe they're so old, I'm just done with them. Maybe they're just not right for me anymore. It's not about getting back to being younger, getting back to being thinner, getting back to who you're supposed to be. This is about acknowledging, who am I right now? And what is right for me at this phase of my life? Maybe you're stepping up to the stage to speak more. Maybe you're stepping out to teach. Maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you're staying at home with your kids. Maybe you're a new empty nester and you just want to travel and live your life. What is right for you right now? There is no right or wrong except what is right for you. Shift number three, the standards. All right, ladies, we're going to talk about your velvet rope policy. I want you to raise the bar for what gets to stay in your closet. It doesn't look terrible is not a wardrobe strategy. You know how when you go into a VIP club, there's the velvet rope and not everybody gets in, right? There's a standard. I want you to think about your standards. This is not just an anything goes policy. So I invite you to get into your closet after this call and ask yourself, what are my standards? And what in here is in violation of those standards? What is offending my standards? Instead of asking, what isn't terrible? Ask yourself, do I love it? And one caveat, do I love it on me? Don't just love it on the hanger. Don't just admire it from afar. If you put it on your body and you're like, yes, I love this. I love how it fits. I love how it feels. I love that it flatters me. I would buy it again. Yes, it stays. If not, you decide. Now, let me just say this. When I say, do I love it? Loving it doesn't mean it has to be the most fabulous dress, skirt, hat, shirt. It doesn't have to be that amazing. It could be a simple shell. It could be a simple tank. It could be something understated, but you love that it's the connector piece that makes 10 new outfits for you. You love how it falls so beautifully into your jacket, or you love how it just fits your body like a glove. There's something about it that you love. It may not be the wildest, most wow piece ever, but there's something about it that you love, and you would choose it again. Now, let me just say this about your standards. We're going to talk about your body right now because, ladies, there is nothing wrong with the body you're in right now. Your body is not the problem. So if a piece does not fit you, if you put it on, maybe your jeans are a little tight, the top is a little snug, take the damn thing off and find something that fits. Take it off. It's not right for you right now. So here's what I encourage you to do. If your body has shifted recently, if your weight has changed, maybe as you've gotten older, maybe you've hit a new phase in life, maybe you've hit menopause, maybe your bust line has expanded, or maybe you've lost weight, or maybe something has just changed. I know I'm 58. I know at this phase in my life, my body has shifted. My weight has not really changed, but my body composition has shifted and things are looking a little different. Yes, I work out. Yes, I eat well. Yes, I walk. Things have still shifted. It's just biology. And so I'm not making my body wrong. I'm simply honoring it by wearing what fits my body right now. I tried on a pair of jeans yesterday that used to be a little big. I haven't gained any weight, but they don't fit the same. I'm like, huh, I remember wearing these on a plane and telling my clients a few years ago how comfortable these were. I wore those on an overnight flight. Now I'm like, ooh, I don't even want to wear these all day because my body has changed. And so I just want you to know that just because something used to fit you does not mean there's anything wrong with your body right now if it doesn't. It just means that you have changed. And we do not ever lower ourselves to meet our clothes. Our clothes need to rise to meet us. And so we are shifting from clothes being, it's not terrible, or it's good enough. Good enough is not good enough. Is it worthy of taking up space in your wardrobe? And let's go back. It's worthy of taking up space in your wardrobe if you love it, if it flatters you, if it feels like you, and if you would choose it again. If not, take the damn thing off, donate it, give it away, or put it in a different closet for right now and get it out of your closet. My goal for your closet is that you walk in and everything in there fits you. It makes you feel fabulous and meets your standards and your values. Are you dressing according to what matters to you? Now let's talk about it. Now, one thing that I take my clients through, you may have heard me talk about my StyleFinder ID assessment. It's a proprietary assessment that I created years ago. And I also have a free mini quiz on my website, my signature style quiz. You can go take that at thevisibilitystylist.com. Don't go there yet. Go there after the masterclass is over. But it really helps you understand what is important to your style. And so I want you to think about what's important. One of you mentioned elegance, one of you mentioned effortless comfort. What is important to you? And it's not just how it feels on your body, but it's about how it helps you to express yourselves. Our style is one of the best tools that we have to express who we are, to communicate, to speak louder than words in this world. And when we can do that, that's where we feel like, oh my gosh, like I feel empowered. That's where we start to feel authentic. When we wear something that's not really who we are, that's when we feel inauthentic. That's where we are experienced as inauthentic, or it just something is out of resonance. It does not resonate at a deep level. But when we understand who we truly are and what matters most to us, and we dress for that from the inside out, this is where people will experience you as authentic, as trustworthy, they'll experience you in the way that you present yourself. And they'll feel your presence. I talk a lot about going from invisible to becoming unforgettable. This is what I mean. You're dressing for your values. You're dressing for who you are. And this is what makes you unforgettable. This is what makes you memorable at a deep level because it's not just about the clothes, it's about who you become in the clothes. And when you dress for what your values are, it just transcends clothes, it transcends the trends, and it's all about your signature style. So stop asking, is this in style? Stop asking anything that isn't relevant to you. Don't ask, is it in style? Don't ask, how do I look? Ask, is this my style? How do I feel? And don't ask anybody else. Ask yourself. Because if you're asking, is this in style? You're probably asking someone else. If you're asking, how do I look? You're probably asking someone else. And if we're asking someone else, it's a good chance we're looking for validation. We only need to validate ourselves. And when we can put on what feels like us and we're like, oh my God, I feel like $1,000,000. And if you feel like $1,000,000 and somebody comes in and they're like, you're wearing that, and we outsource our approval to them, we're going to be like, oh, what's wrong with this? And it's going to undermine us. But when we can put something on and know without a shadow of a doubt it is right for us, we're going to be like, yes, I am on fire. I know who I am in this world. And that is one of the most powerful feelings ever, ever. Your style is a visual language. You know, when you see somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, she's my people. I need to get to know her. I have made more friends because of style, because they had something on that I had to go talk to them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love. In fact, I met someone recently. I was at a talk at Duke, and I see this woman, and she's got this sequin stripe, racing stripe down the side of her pants. She's got on these sparkly shoes. And I saw her, I was like, oh my God, I need to know you. And I jokingly said, I need to know you. I love your outfit. We connected and we've become friends. She's been on my podcast. And it was just this moment of like, oh my gosh, I get you. I have another beautiful friend who I met at a LinkedIn Live. And I walked up to her, I was like, I love your style. We've since become great friends. She's got amazing style. And it's just been, our friendship is far transcends style, but style is what brought us together. And I always tell my clients, when you dress for who you are authentically, you attract the right people, the right clients, the right friends, the right partners, the right collaborators. Your people will get you. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, there's resonance because style, like everything else, is energy. And when we project the right energy, it sends out signals. We connect with people at a deep level. And this dress, this lime green dress, this is a visual language. It is going to speak to her ideal people. It is not for everybody. Now, some people have a more bold style. Like for me, I'm dramatic. I'm dramatic, romantic, and classic. My style is not right for everybody. And I remember when I first started my business, one of my very, very first clients, actually my second client, asked me, she said, "Are you going to dress me like you?" I said, "Absolutely not." Because I've always had a very dramatic style and I've always been very bold and edgy in my choices, even far before I knew what it really was. But what I told her, I said, "No, your style is way different. This would look weird on you." And she was like, "Thank you, thank you." So, but it just, my job is to help you translate your style into a visual language and express what you want to say in a way that speaks louder than words. But our style speaks far louder than our words ever could. And it sends a message within 3 seconds of meeting somebody. And so when you think about your intentions when getting dressed, do you have intentions? When you get dressed, what are your intentions? Are you dressing by default? Are you thinking about, well, it's not terrible? Are you panic shopping for a trip, for an event, for an interview? Are you frustrated? You're like, I have nothing to wear. I've been doing a lot of packing sessions for clients lately. And I did a session with one of my clients recently who's going to Paris. And I helped her. She's got great style, but we talked and she's like, I just don't feel like I have a real good handle on my style. So I told her, I said, I'm going to create a whole wardrobe for you and I'm going to show you how to wear it and going to show you how to put it together. And when we had our session together and I showed her, gave her everything that I'd created, she's like, I just want to cry. I just want to cry right now out of happiness because this takes so much stress off of me. Because she wanted to be intentional, but she just wasn't wired to spend a lot of time on her style. She wanted it done for her. And when I could present that, she knew I can be intentional, but it's not going to take me a ton of brain power. I don't have to be stressed about it. And I want you to think about intentional shopping. When I work with my clients, I give them a list, I help them understand what do I need? What do I have? So here's how I work with my clients. And I want you to know this because I think this is going to help you. Now, the way I work with my clients, the first thing we do before we get in the closet, before we go shopping, before we do anything, is we understand there are three keys to style. What are their best colors? What are their best silhouettes? And what is their Style Finder ID? Now, again, you can go take my free signature style quiz on the website. And I have other resources for colors and for cuts, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes. But when you understand those, there are some other things that I share with my private clients that I work one-on-one with. But I talk about how it's connecting the dots. It's connecting the dots. And when you can connect your best colors, your signature silhouettes, your lifestyle, your style, like what you want to exude, your style finder ID, how you want to be seen, how you want to show up, that informs what you need. And when you connect those dots and you look in your closet, you're like, oh my gosh, there's no wonder there's a mismatch. Here's what I should, here's why I'm going to say should. I don't like the word should, but I'm going to use it because it's appropriate. Here's what I should have based on what is, from a scientific perspective, right for me. Because everything I do is based in science. It's not my opinion, it's science. Here's what's right for me based on a scientific aspect, married with here's what's right for me based on what I would like. And then here's my closet. Is it connected or is it like, ooh, not really connecting? Oftentimes it's outdated. It was bought for a different phase of your life. It was curated at a time where you didn't have a lot of money or you didn't have a lot of time or your body was different or something was different. Or maybe you just learned bad habits. Maybe you just don't know what your standards are, your values, your intentions. Maybe you just have never really thought about that. Maybe it was just built on outdated rules. And so once you know your three keys to style, then get in your closet Clear out what's not working. Take everything out that's not working. And I'm going to be honest with you. What I do is I create, so anything that is working, keep in the closet. Anything that needs alterations, take that to the tailor. And anything that's pilled, ripped, stained, torn, that doesn't just need a good wash, like it's just done, toss, toss. Anything that you're sick of wearing, anything that you just don't want to wear again, it's not serving you. Let it go. Don't look back. You will feel more liberated and it will feel freeing. Then go through and ask yourself, then create new outfits with what you have left, and then ask yourself, what do I need? Fill in the gaps. What do I need to take what I already have and make new outfits with it? For the woman I am stepping into, not for who you were, not the same old thing you've always bought before. But ask yourself, am I stepping up to the stage? Am I stepping into a different role? Am I moving? Am I traveling more? What am I doing? What do I need clothes for? Then, when you fill in those gaps, that's going to tell you everything you need to know. Then you can create your shopping list. I don't want you to buy clothes just for a weekend. When I have been creating all these shopping lists and helping my clients create their travel capsules, I tell everybody, I said, this is going to be a great travel capsule for your trip, but it's also going to serve you once you get home. It's not just a one-hit wonder. It is a piece that they will actually build into their wardrobe and they'll get more mileage out of it. I am not a believer. Well, with a few exceptions, I am not usually a big believer in buying something just for the occasion. I want you to buy something that has longevity, that you can wear again and again and again. Now, this is going to sound weird, but fewer clothes can actually mean more to wear. Let me tell you what I mean by that. So, I was in a client's closet recently, and she told me before I even got in there, she's like, I know I need to get rid of a bunch of things. There are just a bunch of things in here I don't even wear, but she was still holding on to them, which I found that that's the case with most people. When they hire me, by the time I come to their closet, they know they need to get rid of some stuff. And a good portion of the time, they know a lot of the pieces they need to get rid of, but they just haven't. It's like I give them the incentive. But what I have found is that somehow we're all messed up when it comes to this. But we have associated with too many clothes with it's like a security blanket. We think that a closet full of clothes gives us security. We think it's going to mean we have more to wear. Never the case. Oftentimes the opposite is true, even though it's so counterintuitive. And I remember one of my clients, her name was Jane Dove Long. Worked with her years ago, years ago. And by the time she came to me, she had already cleared out her closet. And by the time I got there, she had very little left. And I pulled a few pieces out, but she had, I mean, it was bare bones, bare bones. But you know what she told me? I feel like I have more to wear. You know why? Because she could see the pieces that fit her, that flattered her, that made her feel good. And then I showed her multiple outfit options. She had a wardrobe capsule of pieces that all worked together, which made her feel that she had far more options than just having a bunch of clothes. Because when you have a bunch of clothes, it's overwhelming. Most women can't see the forest for the trees. And when you stop asking the question, what can I put on? Or like, how can I make this happen? And start asking yourself, how do I want to show up? How can I be intentional? So the 5 shifts I've shared with you today. Habits. Number 1, habits. We are creatures of habit, but awareness is the first step to change. And when we change our habits, we can change how we build our wardrobe, or we can change from accumulating clothes to actually building a wardrobe. Our self-image. Our self-image shifts, our identity shifts at multiple points in our lives. Our closet doesn't always keep up, but our closet is usually the first place this is reflected. And when we can bring our closet up to speed to our identity, to who we're stepping into, this is where everything shifts. Our standards. This is about the velvet rope policy. What are we allowing in our closet? Not everything gets past the velvet rope. Not everything is for us. Our values. When we change who we're dressing for and allow all aspects of ourselves to be seen, to be accepted, to be expressed, it changes what matters. Our intentions. When we change how we show up, it's not just, oh my gosh, what can I wear? And then we rush out the door and we're in such a frantic panic, we can't do anything. We're just so stressed out. When we can be intentional, this is where confidence comes from. It's calm, it's effortless. Intentional ease helps us to arrive somewhere and we're grounded in the truth of who we are. We're grounded in ourselves, and it changes how we show up. But there's still one question. What do I actually wear? So now that you know the 5 shifts, let's talk about what to actually wear in your wardrobe. So the first thing I look at with my clients, what are my colors? What are my best colors? Do you know what your best colors are? When you can understand what your color capsule is, when you can understand what colors to build your wardrobe around, it can shift everything in your closet. I found that most clients have no idea about what colors to wear. And even if they've had their colors done and they get a color palette that has, 30, 40, however many colors, it can be overwhelming. I give my clients a color capsule and it gives you a plan. From that color capsule comes ease, comes effort, it becomes effortless. We talk about what silhouettes work for you. What is your style? What stays? What goes? What's missing? So you can get in your closet and you can say, okay, what's right for me? You can guess, but awareness tells you what isn't working. You might get in your closet and say, I know a lot of this stuff isn't right for me. But when you have clarity, that tells you what works for you. So I would like to invite you to well, it's not brand new. This is actually a course I've taught for years. And this is a newer version of it, a brand new version of it called Find Your Signature Style. This is a course I've taught for, I don't know, probably 6, 8 years. And I've had hundreds of women go through this and tell me how amazing it was. And so I've decided to offer this as my flagship course to help you go from having a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear to I know what works for me, what to buy, and how to get dressed. One of my clients says, after taking this course, I now only focus on purchasing my colors and my style. My clothing purchases have been simplified. I feel good wearing my style and not worrying so much about the latest clothing trends. I can go to my closet and easily pick out something to wear that I feel good in. Your course shifted my shopping and style mindset in a way that was relatable and easy to digest. Your signature style helps you to discover your true style. This is where you understand what makes you feel like you. This is my client Liz, and she's so amazing. I love her so much. She's beautiful, but when she first came to me, we worked together to style her for a photo shoot. And she was playing it a little bit safe. And one of the big reasons for that is that she didn't understand all aspects of her personal style. She understood a few elements, but she had no idea what colors to wear. She had no idea how to put things together. And there were certain elements to her style that she had no idea about. But when she took our StyleFinder ID assessment, we could really pull those elements out and put them into play in a way that made her feel so amazing. And the photos turned out great. Another client said, I have learned so much from Mary Michele, from how to clean out your closets to stop buying clothes you won't wear. What I found most helpful is how to define and shop for your signature style. While my closet may have much less clothing now, I now love how each piece in my wardrobe makes me feel when I put it on. We talk about, excuse me, your colors. We're going to create together your color capsule. So you're not just going to get 40 of your best colors. You're going to create your color capsule. I'll help you understand your best brights, your best lights, your best neutrals, and first of all, how to wear color so that it makes you look vibrant, alive, magnetic, but also how to use these colors to build out your wardrobe. This is the secret sauce. And this is what most people don't even talk about. My client Ginger said, great advice about color and style. Excuse me, Mary Michele gives great advice about finding your personal color and style. She delivers the message in an enthusiastic and easy to understand manner. I'm so excited to be joining her course. Now, we talk about your body. I know, talking about our body is not everybody's favorite thing. However, when we can literally address the body that we're in right now and honor that and dress for it, this is where the magic happens. We talk about proportion, scale, fit, fabric, silhouette. And the biggest takeaway, one of my clients had to say this, the biggest takeaway is I'm not frumpy. I was just wearing the wrong version of myself. This is where small shifts make a big difference. My client Amy said, I thought my body was the problem, but after this course, I realized that I just wasn't wearing the right clothes. Now I feel great in what I put on and no longer struggle with pieces that aren't right for me. My client Barb said, so glad I found you. You're a great inspiration. I've been quoting your Dress the Body You Have Today to one of my friends who struggles with her weight and love it. Love it when she tells me she's now saying it to her friends. Your advice just keeps on giving. So, we're going to talk about your wardrobe, how to edit what you own, how to identify the gaps, what's missing, how to curate the pieces that work together, and actually build a cohesive wardrobe so that your closet finally makes sense. I don't want you to walk in your closet and just see a bunch of clothes. I want you to walk in your closet and see your curated wardrobe that is there to support you in whatever you're doing in your life. Your clothes, your style are tools. They're tools to help you be the woman you're meant to be and to live the life that you love. One of my clients said, I can honestly say that because of Mary Michele, I wear 90% of the clothes in my closet now. No, let me just say, most women, well, we'll talk about this in a second, but most women only wear 20 to 30% of the clothes in their closet. So if somebody wears 90% of the clothes in her closet, that is a huge win. When I put something on and it doesn't fit or doesn't make me feel great, it goes in the donate basket. I have always been a bargain shopper and bought things that are just okay because of the price. I now realize I was spending more money on my clothes doing this than to buy garments that I love. It's what happens a lot of times. We're going to talk about your signature outfits. It's not just putting clothes on your body. Sure, having the right top is correct, is the best, is great. Having the right dress, having the right jacket, having the right cuts is so key. But how do you put them together? How do you style them? This is where so many women miss the mark. They might have the right jacket in the right color, or the right top in the right color, the right jeans, the right cut, but then they put them on and it just flops because they don't know the elements of style, of signature style. There's little elements that make a big, big difference. Stop starting from scratch every morning. We're going to create formulas, formulas that make it easy, that you can repeat again and again. I know not everybody has an hour. I don't have an hour to get dressed every day. I have like, I don't know, 30 minutes to get ready from the time I take a shower, sometimes. Well, let me just preface it by saying some days I do. Some days I have longer, but I don't want to spend hours getting ready. I like to streamline my routine as much as possible. And sometimes I wait till the last minute. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. It's got to be easy. It's got to be easy. Even for me, I know this is what I teach, but I do the same thing for myself. I set myself up for success because I have events. I have a life. I like to look good even when I'm working from home. If I'm on Zoom calls, if I'm giving a webinar or a masterclass or teaching a course or working with my clients virtually, I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to not have to worry about my outfit. Excuse me. My client Randy said, Mary Michelle helped me understand my body shape, coloring, and style in a way that finally made sense. For the first time, I know why certain things never worked for me and what actually does. I've shifted out of my default black, which we didn't even talk about that today. That's one of the habits people, well, sort of. It's one of the habits people fall into and into warm tones that make me feel happy, confident, and energized. What surprised me most was how deeply this work impacted my confidence. Mary Michelle doesn't just tell you what to wear, she teaches you how to trust yourself and how to shape the perception you bring into the world. Your signature, what to wear, how to style it, pieces that make you feel you again. Your style becomes your own. My client Lita said, before working with Mary Michelle, I felt completely disconnected from my own closet. Menopause had changed my body, and suddenly none of my clothes fit right anymore. Going shopping or even just getting dressed in the morning felt exhausting and discouraging. I knew what I liked in theory, but I couldn't figure out how to make it work for the body I have now. For me, this went so much deeper than fashion. It was about recognizing myself again. For the first time in a long time, getting dressed feels manageable and completely authentic to my life. I finally feel grounded, comfortable, and quietly confident in what I wear. She didn't try to change who I am. She just helped me look on the outside like the person I've always been on the inside. That was so nice to hear. So I want you to ask yourself, how much has not knowing what to wear already cost you? This might be surprising. So look in your closet. How much money do you think is hanging in there in clothes you rarely or never wear? Now, the average American woman, now this is average, spends about $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. And over 3 years, you've got $18,000, which most of us keep our clothes for a few years, right? So $18,000 hanging in your closet. And if we're only wearing 20%, what could you be doing with that other $14,400? I think my math is right. Excuse me. What could you be doing with that other $14,400? It'd be a nice trip to Europe, be a nice kitchen renovation, be something. The goal isn't more. The goal is clarity. It's clarity. So I'd like to invite you in to find your signature style. This is a 6-week guided experience. It's done with you to help you discover your signature style, your signature colors, your signature silhouettes, your wardrobe formulas, your signature accessories, and your shopping strategy. Now, the regular value for this is, well, it's really a $24.97 value. Regularly, this would be $9.97, and it will be in the future. Today, I should be charging at least $4.97 for it, but today I am offering this at a founding member price of just $2.97, saving you almost 2K. And so if you'd like to get all the details, you can go to tinyurl.com. Let me see if I can drop this in the chat. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. All right, that's for Find Your Signature Style. So if you'd like to see the details, you can take a peek at that. And, but wait, there's more. So one of the bonuses for this course, because this is a done with you course, it is a virtual course, and color is one of the elements. It's such an important element. What I am offering to you is immediate access to a course I've created called Color Confidence. This is the course that helps you know what your best colors are. You're going to dive deep into understanding your power colors, your wow colors, your best red, how to build your color capsule, how to wear color, how to use color at a level that you've probably never even heard about before. I can be a real color geek sometimes. And there's a lot of information in this course, and it's broken down into very simple, very easy to digest, bite-sized pieces. And this is really going to set you up for success because when you understand these elements about color, it will help you understand what colors do I wear if I want to project? What colors do I wear if I want to appear a certain way? If I want to appear more approachable, if I want to appear more dynamic? What colors really resonate with my brand? What colors really resonate with me? So you'll really understand color depth, color meaning, the energy of color at a deep level. And this is one of my bonuses for you. This course alone is a $497 value, but you get this with immediate access as soon as you sign up. Some of my clients have already started taking it and are loving it. But there's still more. I want to be your guide for 3 additional months after our 6-week course to help you get the guidance and support you need. I'm not here just to teach you and then let you on your own. I want to offer you 3 months of bonus support coaching through October, through November, through December. We will continue to have coaching calls and integration because style is something that I want you to learn. And once you learn it, it can be a lifelong skill. And the truth is, most people are not born being good at style. They learn. I've had always had a very inherent, well, I don't know if mine was born or learned, but both of my parents had a good sense of style. So I think that it was probably learned. But when I became a style coach, I learned things I had never known before. And it showed me things from a whole new perspective. And so my belief, and from what I've seen from the clients I've worked with over the years, is that anybody can learn style and integration helps. And so find your signature style, regularly $997. Today you can sign up for just $297, which is such a huge, well, it's a big savings, almost $2,000 worth of savings. Plus you get over $12,000 of bonuses at tinyurl.com/FYSS26. I would love to have you come join me. I want you to imagine standing in your closet 6 weeks from now, smiling to yourself because you know what to wear, you feel confident in your own skin, and you spent only $297 versus hundreds or even thousands of dollars on clothes that may or may not be right for you. And you've gotten rid of the chaos, the overwhelm, and all you feel now is confidence and ease. The choice is yours. Maya Angelou says, when you know better, you do better. And I would love to be the one to be your guide to help you know better. So, this is your invitation to come join me for Find Your Signature Style and to join other amazing like minded women. We're going to be together for 6 weeks. It is a guided, done for you experience. We start August 31st. The choice is yours. So come sign up today. This price will not last. Please reach out if you have any questions.